Hey guys, this is Sean on the CrossFit boards, also located in Tyler, Texas. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Thompson Fatbells. I have a 53 and a 70. I took them to my local box today, and I'm just going to show you kind of what they look like. They do a really good job packaging them. I was really impressed with the amount of care they took to ship these to me, and overall they looked really nice. We got to test them out today. You know, you look and see they're really round. They have that nice handle in the middle. It's really welded, good inside, so you don't have to worry about anything. Side by side, I mean, they look they look really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like their fact that they have the weight on the side over here for you and everything. I kind of stacked them up side by side. I'm going to do a little testing to show the videos for that, but I stacked them up. This is a 70-pound one. Here you see 70 pound. I only had a 65 dumbbell. I didn't have a 70-pound dumbbell. I did this at CrossFit Tyler in Tyler, Texas, which is my local box. But so anyways, you can kind of see the size. Obviously a lot wider on the dumbbell size. The actual Fatbell is smaller than that, a little bit bigger, but overall it's not terribly bigger. In fact, I took a couple pictures of them sitting on top of each other just for fun. You just kind of see it's not a huge difference. And even, you know, if you look down, don't mind my shoes, it's really hard to see that much of a difference size-wise. So let's look at the functionality of it real quick. I want to start here. This is me snatching. This is the 53-pounder. This is not the 70. We'll do that in a minute, but this is a 53-pounder. You know, I'm going to go with the dumbbell. It's pretty simple. It's not hard. We're familiar with using this. It's a movement we teach. And it goes real smooth, real easy. Moving on to the kettlebell. You know, the big thing with the kettlebell is watching that wrist up here at the top. The second one, I didn't punch it right, so it came back, slammed me in my forearm. Go again, you know, there's a much better, no slam. Get to the Thompson bell, you know, grab it. It's got a nice good grip. I was really impressed at how light it felt comparatively to all the others because how the weight really is centered. It just kind of popped right up there. So for a one-handed snatch, it's really hard to beat that. I'm going to be honest. Everybody that watched me do it, they were like, wow, that seemed easy. And I was like, yeah, it did. And so I got another one here. This is me moving to the 65, 70, and 70-pound ones. Again, a little bit heavier. I've already snatched. We had a 15-minute workout. There were 3 reps on the minute. I did it with 135. Just have a little bit left in the tank here, but power snatches. So here you go. A little bit more work. It's not hard. Don't mind the ladies in the background. I'm only doing 2 because, yeah, I'm old, getting tired. This is where it gets hard. I'm not gonna lie. That weight comes back on you, and it really starts to throw you back. This one's a lot better. Again, a hell of a lot better. But man, you can really tell when you miss it. I get to that Fatbell. Here you go. Pops up, and I mean it's just solid. I'm not gonna lie. I was pleasantly surprised. I could really see myself putting a lot more volume on those versus doing that with a standard kettlebell. From there, I moved to the swinging. If you've ever tried to do a one-arm kettlebell swing, that's the 55-pound dumbbell right there. We're about to go to the kettlebell. I've done 2 70 pounds, one in each hand at the same time before. Obviously, I did the Russian versus the American. It's never easy to do a single-handed kettlebell swing. And this is with the 53, I mean. You know, and man, that thing comes out sideways, and there's nothing you can do. You just can't control it. We get over here again. Oh, my phone, I forgot. I accidentally hit the play button. So I had to do a couple more here. I'm going to start that over. Didn't do it. It's nice and smooth, real easy. He was like, oh, I hit the button on it. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to redo all these again. I forgot I did that.
Yep.
So here I am again. I'm switched arms. I'm right-handed this time. Right-hand dominant. Just to... I thought maybe it's my left hand, maybe it's my right hand. A little bit stronger right-handed. But again, there at the end, it starts to turn on you. You get here. This thing is solid. I mean, it really, it's hard to describe. The owner and my coach are laughing because it's so light. The weight is just centered right there, nice around your wrist. So obviously we see there how easy those are. So I went here,
Go.
And I'm going to do a clean and jerk. If you've ever done clean and jerk, you know how much it just bites with a kettlebell. So here you are, pop it up, give it a little thrust, no big deal. Same thing, up, give it a little thrust, no big deal. But now we get to the kettlebell. Problem with this, to get the clean, you know, you got to get that landing just right. I didn't have that. By now I'm getting tired. I'm not going to lie. My shoulders are getting fatigued. Man, that thing just hurts. Getting that right position. And then you get to the fat bell. Bam. I mean, it's easy. But dumbbell and the fat bell, man, those things are awesome. I mean, it just holds that weight so much better comparatively. I finally went here. I really wasn't doing farmer carries, but I wanted to show something here, and so I'm gonna press these up. These are just the 53s. It's been a long day. I've got to pause right now, obviously. I've done a lot of shoulder work, but if you look at my arms, it's a lot easier to keep this one a little bit straighter. And the coaches were watching off on the side. You know, you're really struggling to maintain that now. Some might say, hey, this is great. I'm getting a lot of instability or a lot of stability work here. I'm working a little bit more on my lats and everything. My shoulders are getting a lot more maneuver. Yeah, that's great. I'm not going to argue with it. Either one's good. You know, it's pretty even either way. You know, but I think if you're doing overall, I'm going to see what it's like. You know, it's a tough call. I can't say one's better than the other. I like the fat bell just because of how it held everything together. My last little thing I did, everybody's worst nightmare. I'm just going to take these. I'm going to throw them. So this 53, yeah. I'm just getting it up here, you know, and I threw it nice. I made it look easy. You know, again, that's kind of how it bounces. We're going to throw this one here, and you know, there's no major. It's a little bit of rolly. There's no big handle. The cool thing is, if you've ever experienced a kettlebell breaking, and it's happened, if you land it on the handle will break, and you don't have to worry about that here. It can bounce a little bit because of the bottom or the top, but overall, the few times we did it, man, it didn't do anything like I'd be afraid a kettlebell can. If you've ever seen a kettlebell bounce when it lands wrong, it can really go crazy. Overall, I'll be honest, guys, you know, it's your money. Each of them have their own place. Each of them have their own position. You can't use the fat bell here. You can't use the fat bell for a swing like you can on the kettlebell. You can't get your two hands in there. It's not going to work. So it's not going to replace a kettlebell. A kettlebell has a place in your workout. Likewise, a dumbbell. A dumbbell is something that they're kind of cheap, they're kind of not cheap. Price point wise, you know, it's easier, I think, to get a set of dumbbells than it is a set of fat bells. But I think they all have their own place. I think especially if you're at a box or if you're a newer person and you're learning things like the snatch one-handed and the clean and jerk with a kettlebell, or any of those movements like that, I think you're going to find the fat bell is a much better choice. You're going to find the fat bell is easier to train with. People were kind of like, wow, that's nice. They're not intimidated by it. They don't have to worry about getting their wrist beat up because they didn't push through fast enough, and we're like, oh, you're learning bad form. Well, the truth is, with a new person, even an old person, I mean, I've got a wrist issue. A new person, you don't want to beat them up because then they don't want to do it. So with the Fatbell, that really allows you just to sit there and focus on getting that good hip drive, pulling that right up close to your body, getting that extension, locking out, and going to the next rep. Saving the wrist, saving the forearm. Again, same thing with the clean and the jerk. You get it, you're right here, I can push it. Well, with that kettlebell, man, that thing rocks back here and it's banging you in there, it's banging you here. If it gets off balance, it's going sideways, you're dropping it. You don't have that with the Fatbell. So I think on those two movements specifically, this is a phenomenal piece of equipment. And then you have the advantage, I was fooling around with these farmer walks. Man, I love these for farmer walks. You're really going to have to get something heavier depending on you. For me, this is light. I'm not going to lie. This was something I would have to have an 88 or a bigger one than that for the farmer walks to be really good because the handles are so nice in your hands. Again, it's kind of like a dumbbell thing. You could go either way on those. As far as weighter carries, a kettlebell and a Fatbell, they both have their things. They both do the same thing. You're going to get a little bit more stability work with a kettlebell than you would with the Fatbell. Then again, you get a little bit more secure, again, for a new person. If he's working on weighter carries here, he can really achieve that with the straight wrist versus, you sit there with that kettlebell, you've got your wrist bent back, you don't have to worry about a lot of that extra pressure you're putting in here. Some people fear. Overall, I'm going to say this is really, for the niche that it's hitting, it's a home run. But it's a niche. So don't go out there and think, oh, I've got to replace all my kettlebells. I'm going to go out there and replace all my dumbbells. No, my box owner today was like, man, I'd like to have a set of these. But I've got to choose how I spend my money. If you can afford them and you have a use for them, I think they're great. I think you would find in your box, especially newer people would enjoy them because they're easier to learn on. I think older, experienced people would enjoy them because there's less beating up on them for it. We do program one-handed snatches. We do program one-handed clean and jerks with the kettlebells. And I'm not going to lie, we have people that come in with soccer shin guards on their forearms because they don't like getting beat up by the kettlebell. That next day or two, they've got bruises on their arms and their wrist hurts and their forearms hurts. This would be a great way to protect that and have people not cherry pick as much. And so I think if you have that choice, I think this is a great tool. I'm loving it. We're going to be using them for the next month at the box. I left them there, and I think they're good. I would buy them. I have bought them, and I think you would enjoy them if you can get them in different weights. Even my wife, she's like, "Hey, you think I can use this?" I'm like, "Yeah," because she doesn't like a kettlebell. She doesn't like the swing. She doesn't like how it hits her. It has to be perfect. It's a lot more forgiving. So I think Rogue did a great job. I think Thompson, the guy is a legend in the powerlifting world. He knows his stuff, and I think he did a great job with this and really helping create a tool that can be used to help see growth and see gains, because my shoulders did not feel as bad as I was afraid they would. My wrist didn't feel near as bad, and I've got a wrist injury from all these because of how it really supports your wrist and your hand and just keeping that weight centered. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit of wisdom. If you got questions, you can ask me. Find me on the CrossFit forums, or you can leave a reply here on the webpage of the YouTube channel, and I will answer them as best I can. Thanks again, guys. Keep lifting, have fun, drink the CrossFit Kool-Aid.